Hi there, this is Naomi, founder of Wellower Therapeutic Coaching, and I'm here for another episode of Heartfelt Freedom, How to Find Your Way Out of Compulsive Addictive Cycles. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about our inner critic, because oftentimes when I ask people to find out how they feel towards the part of them that has them possessed in the compulsive addictive behaviour, either the part that has you overeating or that wants to grab your iPhone to fill a moment of silence or stillness, or distract you with online gaming, or surf the internet late at night, or whatever it is that you feel you're doing that's holding you back from being the biggest, best part of your potential. Oftentimes I hear people comment that how they feel towards that addictive part of them that has them lost in that pattern is that they hate its guts. They really want it to go away. They want that part of them to just disappear. They feel that it's dragging them down. They feel like that part of them is holding them back. They just wish that it would disappear, and if it did disappear, that life would just be so much better. And actually, even though it makes a lot of sense to have that part just disappear and never darken our door again, actually, as we know, wishing that this would happen doesn't make it happen. And to have that inner conflict where a part of us hates another part of us and wishes it would go away actually intensifies the addictive pattern and makes it even more vehement, makes it even more entrenched, set in its ways, and acting out. So oftentimes when I'm talking to clients about their inner attitude towards their addictive pattern, I'll encourage them to find within themselves what we sometimes describe as their inner critic, the part of them that says you're a failure, stop doing it, your life would be perfect if you didn't do this thing, why can't you just snap out of it, you're weak, all sorts of very derogatory, damning things about ourselves when we're caught up in our addiction or our compulsion. And really finding that inner critic is a very, very seminal point in the beginning of our recovery journey and finding freedom from the cycle. It signals the opportunity to create a communication with the part of us that really has the power to relax and withhold its judgment. Often it's great to really get to know this inner critic and form a dialogue with it, because when we can do so from a place of understanding that it makes sense that this part would want the addiction to disappear and leave our lives, it makes complete sense. But also with negotiation, that if that part can start to relax back, withhold some of its judgment, even after another addictive cycle has happened, even after we've just eaten another box of chocolates, we've just watched another box set when we had a to-do list to do, even after we've just engaged in online porn again, or had another bottle of wine, or had another cigarette when we said we wouldn't, even after we've just engaged in that cycle again, that critic can start to agree with us that it will not damn us, that it will not criticize us, that it will not tell us that we're a failure, that it will not tell us that we're rubbish. Because when it can start to relax that judgment, some magical things can happen, and we really can start to give that addictive part the space and the heart energy and the breath and the communication from us to find out what is causing it to want to escape, what is causing it to want to dive into that addiction. And we can do so from a place of respect and understanding that, interestingly enough, and even though it can be hard to understand with destructive, addictive parts of us, it is trying to somehow protect and help us to cope with our lives, to cope with difficult emotions that we're feeling. And we can only get to that place of understanding and communication with our addictive part when the critical part of us can start to agree to relax its judgment, to withhold its judgment, and to see if some other kind of communication can come out, some other kind of awareness about ourselves can come out, and that can happen even after we've just engaged in an addictive cycle. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about the inner critic and its relationship with the addictive part of us in future videos. If you found this video interesting, then please, I encourage you to press like, subscribe to my channel, press like under the video, And also post your comments and questions, and I will be reading these. And if you have any particular questions or requests for a video, I can create that video, or I can answer your question in a future video. Thanks.